Welcome to 186. You don't care what number it is, but we're just glad you're here. Gracefully and frankly, I'm Erin Davis.
I'm Lisa Brandt. How are you doing?
Well, you know, I had so many press conferences and things that I had to do, but I make time for this podcast.
Oh,
because
thank you, Ms. Davis.
You know.
Is this because of the Globe and Mail crossword? Is that what that is?
Whatever are you referring to, Lisa? I don't...
I think it's so great.
I couldn't believe it. Last Saturday, somebody mentioned on Instagram, hey, you were a clue in the Globe and Mail crossword puzzle. And first off, I knew it was a scam because I'm clueless. But so I went and looked it up, went online, and yeah, there it was. And it's a clue, let's see, 29, I think, down. Longtime radio host Davis in the Canadian Broadcasting Hall of Fame. So Rob is here with our good friend Chris, who is visiting us from Vancouver, and they're out working on this little deck in front of our little cabin. And they heard this squeal and wanted to know, well, what has she done now? Because I was baking and cooking all day. But I said I was a clue in the crossword puzzle in the Globe today. And Rob said, are you sure it isn't Fred? Like Fred Davis, the old broadcaster? And then all day, Chris was calling me Marilyn because I always got, mixed up with Marilyn Dennis. And no, it's 4 letters, idiot.
That's so cool. It is cool. And yeah, I think I'm the only one who just straight complimented you. It sounds like they were giving you the gears.
Well, they were. And of course, that's just who I am because I had my dad's voice in my head, Lisa. And I think probably just about everybody had this person who always thought it was their job to keep you grounded and not literally time out. But for me, it was my dad, and it was always get off your ego trip. This was when I was the third of 4 kids, still am, and would try and stand up and shine and say, listen to this, I can play this on guitar. And then I'd play 2 chords, and then I'd go, wait,
right.
because I couldn't think of the next chord. So that was my dad from the military, where no one stood above anyone else. You stayed in rank. You did as you were told. You didn't shine. And the person who stuck their head up in the foxhole is the one who lost their helmet.
That's a good point.
Who was it in your life?
My dad. He used to say, don't go getting all full of yourself. And he did that until he quit drinking.
Oh.
And then when he quit drinking, because, alcoholism is rampant in my family. And when he quit drinking, he became the softest, sweetest, most supportive, gentle giant you ever met. And then he would never say anything like that again. It'd all be like, oh, good for you. I know when I would publish an article in the newspaper or whatever.
Yeah.
Newspapers, kids. Yeah. He would always say, wow, how could you make such a big article about something so little?
Wow.
Like you take something insignificant and stretch it for 2 pages. But yeah, so it was my dad too. Yeah.
Isn't that something? And then he changed his tune because that tells you what alcoholism was for him. It was his lack of self-worth.
Well, absolutely. And for me, and maybe for you, I don't know, but it was, liquid courage. And it's the same kind of thing. It could get me into a party by myself where ordinarily I would be all nervous about it.
Yep. Well, I want to thank you for pushing us through another door. Last week, you suggested that people call our Gracefully and Frankly voicemail line. And we mention that every now and then, kind of passively. But darned if we didn't get a couple of really great calls for this week's show. So thanks to you, and thanks to the women who phoned. This is amazing.
Yeah, we had a couple of kind of sticky conversations last week about some interesting things that affect people. And one of them is, what was it, Phantosmia?
Yeah, sure. The Disney film that didn't do well.
Yes, exactly. It didn't have a princess, but smelling something long after you smell it.
Yes.
And you get something stuck in your nasal passages, or is it in your brain?
Well, that's the question. Erin Carroll wrote to us, and she said she uses coffee beans to reset her olfactory senses. And yes, indeed, that, along with eucalyptus and a few other things, are suggested to be good resets for your nose when you're getting one of those things.
Like sorbet for the nose.
Yes, a palate cleanser for your
Right.
nose, a nasal
Right.
cleanser without, again, the neti pot. But here's what another Gracefully and Frankly listener had to say.
Hi, Erin and Lisa. It's Maureen from Lagoon City. I'm very interested by this phantom smell thing. I totally get it. I have issues with smelling things. I often will smell things when no one else does, and I often can't smell things when everyone else does. And I'm very interested in this. I never heard of it before. So I'm looking into it, and I thank you for bringing it to my attention. But yeah, I get it. Thank you guys. Love your podcast. Bye.
Well, I'm glad that it sparked a little bit of familiarity for Maureen, too. Sorry you can relate. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's what we're about. We know a little bit about a lot of things. We're not doctors, but we've heard and read about infections that can cause this, that can be fixed with antibiotics, and people losing their sense of smell. Our friend Mira, who passed away at 99 2 years ago, she lost her sense of smell completely after COVID. That was a very common side effect. And even pregnancy. My first cousin, Karen, she lost her sense of smell during pregnancy, her first one, went on to have two more kids. But because of that, there was a smoldering plug-in, an outlet in her house that she wasn't even aware of because she had lost her sense of smell. So it can be dangerous, but it was good for diapers from there on in.
Our friend Jeff had a stroke, and he lost his sense of smell then. And he recovered from the stroke, thank goodness, but he can't smell. And you know what it does? It takes away the joy of eating. When
Yes.
you can't smell the food, it's not as enjoyable at all.
Because food is all about all the senses. That's right, including the one we don't talk about, umami, which shows up as a clue quite often in the Globe and Mail crossword. And there, we've put a bow on that. Hey, and speaking of pregnancy, did you hear about the woman in Queensland, Australia? 1 in 15 million odds. Those were the odds. She naturally had quadruplets. No drugs, no magic.
No Octomom, no nothing, right? Okay, yeah.
No. Just
Wow.
this week gave birth to 4 healthy babies. Of course, they came in at 28 weeks. But listen to this. She already has 4 children at home, aged
Oh, my
10
goodness.
to 1. She's got a 1-year-old, and now she's got 4 brand new newborns. I can't even believe this.
She's bringing home a litter, and she's still got one in diapers.
Yes, it
Wow.
just happened that the egg split 4 ways. Well, no wonder when you got 4 kids, you split all the food 4 ways. But no, this egg divided into 4, and now she has John, Paul, George, and Ringo. That's what I'd call them. I don't even care about their sex. That's just what I'd call them. What would you name them?
Oh, geez, I don't know.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to mix them up for the first while, likely anyway, if they're identical, right? So
Yes.
maybe don't name them till they develop personalities. I don't know.
I guess so.
I'm kidding.
It could be like some of the dwarfs in Snow White. You know, you're
That's
dopey,
right.
you're sleepy.
Yeah, you're Dweezil, whatever, yeah.
Congratulations to her and good luck.
Wow.
Well, of course, we know that not all health news is good news. And last week we talked about something that actually is a thing. And it's one of those, you talked about sticky topics. Those are things that stick with people. And in this case, it was broken heart syndrome. And my husband, Rob, did go to the celebration of life last Friday for both Bryce and Tom, 2 longtime buddies who moved here with their families at different times from Saskatchewan, started up an old-timers hockey league, and died within 4 days of each other.
Yeah.
He said it was just a marvelous gathering. It was really wonderful. But you and I both know that broken heart syndrome is a thing.
Sure.
Do you remember Anna? Anna called us a while back, I think at the beginning of 2026, because she was just so low, so heartbroken, because her sister had been diagnosed with a glioblastoma, and it really took her down. Well,
Yeah.
here's what Anna has found since.
Hi, Erin. Hi, Lisa. This is Anna I do believe in broken heart syndrome for the fact that when I got this news and the other crap that's been happening, I ended up with a heart issue. And they saw that I did not have a heart issue because every test that they had done on me, my heart was quite healthy. So they just assumed that it was a combination of some pneumonia that I had, and also they feel that it was probably broken heart syndrome. So it is such a thing, sad things that happen, or like you said, the two fellows that passed away within 5 or 6 days of each other. It does happen.
Wow. That's a lot to go through, to carry, right?
And if you know anything about glioblastoma, well, it's relentless. It disappears and then it comes back and you're always on edge.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel for both of them so much. It's just terrible. I hope Anna's looking after herself well, and I'm sure she's there for her sister, and it's just got to be, what do you say? You don't have words.
Exactly. And it's okay to not have words. That's how you and I have communicated with each other. You've been going through something, not like brain cancer or anything like that, but when we're talking about loss and grief, a lot of people tend to minimalize our love that we have also for our pets. And a couple of weeks ago, you told us that your senior cat Cuddles has been dehydrated and he was on IV and you were giving him shots for 10 days to hydrate him. And then last week, there was a bit of a celebration dance because, yay, no more hydration. Not so fast.
I told him that too, and he was quite happy. And then we went to the vet, and they gave us another bag and another line and 10 more needles, and we've started again. So, yeah, he thinks I'm a liar now, and we're back doing it again, but we're good at it now, and we can do it really quickly. He just puts up with it. He's such a good cat, but he's just not hydrating, and there's something going on with him. And you could do everything from a kitty ultrasound to a kitty MRI. And when he's eating and active and all those other things, you kind of wonder how far you should go. Now, I don't want anybody to think that I'm cheaping out on my
God,
cat.
nobody ever could. Lisa, everyone knows you. Those who are new to our podcast, first off, thanks for being here. But Lisa does adopt senior and neglected animals and gives them another chapter or an ending in their life that they wouldn't otherwise have had, a happy ending.
Well, we get a happy ending too. I mean, we have a shorter time with them, but just the love. But anyhow, we just agreed no heroics. So we want to make sure that we wouldn't let him be in pain or anything like that.
No.
But sometimes it's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. And
you have to decide where to draw the line when it comes to his health, his happiness, the money, and everything else. And I'm certainly not going to cheap out and lose a cat. Oh, I'm talking myself into a corner.
Well,
here.
You know what? It's because it's all a corner. There are tough decisions to be made. And let us all just say that we wouldn't want to be in your shoes. But I have just such respect for you for doing this and knowing always.
Well, so many people have been in these shoes,
exactly.
You know? So lots and lots and lots of people and people without great resources. I saw a woman on Facebook the other day post that her dog needs a surgery that she can't afford. Would somebody please take her dog, pay for the surgery, and bring her dog back? She was so desperate. She didn't know what else to do. I know, but she was begging someone to please do it. And that's where some people end up. So I'm grateful I'm not there.
Well, I mentioned we had company on the weekend, and this is 100% been the same guy who's come to visit us back in January to help Rob move into this cabin on Pender Island, and then to come again this past weekend. And you know what, Lisa? I felt a little bad not having an extra envy pillow for him, but you know what? That's why you have to bring your own.
That's right. And it's made for traveling. The Envy travel pillow, you just put in its silk bag and sling it over your arm and away you go. And it's light and it's comfortable and it also gives you something. Remember when you and I were on the train?
Yes.
It gives you something to stuff under your butt on those hard train seats.
Yep. But some people just have a travel pillow, and that's okay too. It's on their bed with them all the time, gives them the same great feeling in their neck in the morning that they feel they can take on anything. And you can find out more by going to envypillow, ENVY pillow.com. Use the code GF so they know you've come from us and get 10% off.
How is it sharing that little space in the cabin, which I know you love, but it's tiny, with a guest? You know, you've got the two dogs, Rob, you, and then Chris. So how's that?
Right. That's a good question because it's a little like having a third person join you in a cabin on a cruise or in your bachelor apartment, really, because we have a loft where we sleep. And then below us is a pull-out Murphy bed for Chris. And it was great. He's terrific. We had white noise on upstairs. We couldn't hear each other even when he started the coffee maker in the morning. But I got to tell you, your bathroom schedule gets all messed up.
Okay.
Am I alone in this, Lisa, that you just get not shy bladder, but the other? And yeah, I went a while without going because I don't know. No, not around anyone else.
I do know. I know exactly what you mean. Even traveling with my cousin, I was like, you know, I mean, I'm not there are some people who are on a schedule and they can predict themselves like Sheldon Cooper on the Big Bang Theory. It's going to be 8 a.m. to 8:12 every morning. That's when they're going to need the bathroom. I'm not like that. I get shy, and then, of course, you might ignore a signal, and then next time your body goes, well, that's fine. Then I'm not going to give you another signal. And
that's right.
So what'd you do? Just suffer in silence?
Well, yes. I wasn't going to use an outhouse when we were out on our hikes and trails. No, I just kind of waited for my moment. And then it was the second day that he was here. And the coffee maker, which sounds like a jet engine firing up, it was going. And I went, okay, we got the nice coffee aroma. We got all the sounds. I'm just going to duck in here. And I did it surreptitiously, and no one was any the wiser. But yeah, that's the one thing. The one thing about having company in a tiny space. And everybody who doesn't have two bathrooms knows about it, I think.
Oh, yes, absolutely. When my cousin and I were traveling, we got to one of our accommodations that had two bathrooms, and I believe I actually danced. She doesn't have these issues that I do, and for me, it was a big, big deal, so I totally get it.
Got up on the sink, did a literal tap dance, but it just kind of underlines how spoiled we are. How spoiled we are in this country, these times in which we live. And nothing brings that home more than watching Little House on the Prairie. Here I am on that again. I'm on that wagon again. So sorry if you don't have Netflix and don't watch this.
Yeah, but you're right, because it's the redone version of it, the brand new version of it is fantastic. And there's something about it that makes it more apparent about the hardship. Maybe it's because we were kids when we were watching it first time around. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, I think that it was just meant to be such a feel-good show, which came in the 70s at a time, by the way, when they were cutting out everything Western, even Gunsmoke, which had tremendous ratings. They said, nope, you're gone. Hee-haw, you're gone. Anything that was country flavored, I think that the bigwigs in New York and L.A. said, no, we don't want that. America doesn't want that. They were wrong. Michael Landon said, I want this. And so there it was. So this re-up on Netflix just finished 8 episodes, and they are shooting a second season, and it's all being shot in Winnipeg and around in Manitoba. I love that.
So do I. And it really is wonderful. It's a terrific show. I kept waiting for for the mood to swing. I mean, there's light moments and sad moments and singing and whatever else, but it just sort of has that whole feel wrapped around it, like it's got bubble wrap around it, and they're not going to mess with it. I don't know if I'm explaining it well, but it's such a mood and a vibe and a time. It's just done so incredibly well, except the wicker around the girls' heads. I'm not too big
Those
on
hats.
that, but
yeah, they look like old medieval halo paintings to me as well.
They do, yes.
But the attention to detail in the wardrobes and in the house and everything else is just absolutely, even things you didn't see, like there were no nails used in the building of the Ingalls house. And that's why the door creaked on its hinges, because it was all wood. But it got me baking. I went a little bit crazy on Saturday baking, and I think that's the Little House effect. And I'm so grateful for washing machines. I'm grateful for every convenience that we have that they didn't have. And I think we need that reset every now and then. Oh, the internet's slow. I'm sorry. So just cool your heels.
It really wasn't that long ago that they didn't have running water. They had to all share a bath in a big tin thing in the middle of the house if you were lucky, and all of these other things that, you started cooking first thing in the morning, so you had fresh bread for when the guys came in from the field and you could feed them. And it was a day-long, full-time job. And there's so many things about that way of life I think I wouldn't have made it. First and foremost, the style of the dresses. I don't think I would have got me a husband wearing one of those.
And don't forget the slingshots and the rabbits. As soon as I saw that, I thought, uh-oh, Lisa might be out. She may not watch this because you are such an animal lover.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
No, they didn't. It's not like they could go to the grocery store and get something. They had to do it. I mean, it's reality. When somebody does it as a choice, they throw it into a program just to shock you. That's when I have a problem with it. This I totally understood. Yeah, they've got to eat. Okay, Pa couldn't get a turkey on Christmas. All right.
Spoiler alert. Thanks, Lisa.
Oh, yeah, that was the point of the whole show.
So here's a question, and I put it out to anyone who wants to call our voicemail line, because we love that you do that, gracefullyandfrankly.com, and the mic is down on the right. If you had to go back to the 1800s, what could you do? What could you show them? I mean, you can make jewelry, Lisa. You can write. Maybe that's what it would be. You would be that woman journalist who was so unusual and wrote for the local newspaper.
Maybe, but writing was awfully slow back then. I've made candles before. I could make candles.
I make candles too. Yeah. I think we both went through that, getting our mom's pots and pans so covered in wax and then just kind of leaving them.
And then she'd heat them up again and scrape it off, and
Yep.
But I don't know what else. I'm not a hunter, not that good of a gardener, not in fields and fields of it, that's for sure.
No, Rob could build, Derek, your husband, could build. They would be so much handier than we, but we'd have to learn, wouldn't we?
I think I'd learn fine needlepoint.
Oh, me too. I do needlepoint. Sure, I love that. Until we lost our eyesight.
Oh, good point.
We take that for granted.
By candlelight, not so good. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But they had glasses too. So anyway, these are the things we think about watching Little House on the Prairie, which even your cat Cuddles loved. That was so hilarious. Lisa posted a picture of Cuddles just locked in on Little House on the Prairie.
I've never seen him watch a show before, and I thought it was just like a momentary thing that he looked up. He was transfixed. So I don't know if it was the movement or the dog barking or what it was.
Yeah, and we got a call from a woman who obviously listens in bed from the tone of things, but she went to sleep with visions of Charles Ingalls dancing in her head.
I'm listening to your July 16th podcast, and I'm killing myself with laughter. What a gingham-wrapped snack he is, referring to Charles Ingalls. Hilarious. Thanks for making my night.
Well, I suppose that cyclosporiasis, parasites and bacteria, were probably a thing back in the Little House days, but right now they are such a good reminder to keep buying Canadian. With all of the murky messaging that's coming from across the border, Taylor Farms and Earthbound on shelves are everywhere in this country. Just have to watch out for them.
Yeah. And when I was looking into this whole, I'm not going to say it again, explosive diarrhea.
Yes, that.
And I thought, am I washing my vegetables properly? And turns out that you're supposed to, and I don't know anyone who does this, you're supposed to rub every leaf of the lettuce in the water. I mean, I take the core out and rinse water through it, sit it in water, rinse it again, usually tear it up and then spin it in my salad spinner. And that's pretty good, but that would not get rid of this particular thing. Even hand sanitizer wouldn't. Not that I'm buying American, but I mean, this stuff does go around. I'm always, my big concern is the grubby hands or gloves of people picking the vegetables and fruit. and then wiping their nose and then, and doing all that other
Yep.
stuff. And then fertilizer made from poop and stuff like that. So I just like to rinse that stuff off. You just never know. I don't really think about the really bad stuff.
Well, I made a big mistake last week. I was in our local grocery store and I saw baby spinach 50% off. I put it in the cart before I even thought, where is it made? And yeah, it was U.S. And I'm not worried so much about the cyclosporiasis as much as, keeping elbows up.
Yes.
And that's something you can do literally and figuratively with Sierra Sil. These all-natural mineral capsules that change the way your elbows are up or your shoulders and your knees. It's almost miraculous. And you have 14 days to try it and make sure that it works for you, or you get your money back. Take your bottle and your receipt back to your point of purchase if you do. It's just that good. It's Canadian-made, a Vancouver-based company. And if you use the code GF, you get 14% off.
So do so at the website, sierrasil.com. Sierra like the mountains, SIL.com. All the information about it is there. Learn why it might be right for you.
Yes, yes. Well, it is time, Lisa, for This Week in Totally Stupid or... Twits! There are so many low-hanging fruit. From the lip-synced halftime show at the FIFA at the World Cup. What did you think of that?
I kept reading that Madonna's album was so good, and I went and listened to some of it and watched that. It's like, it's blah. But I thought Justin Bieber was amazing. He was low-key. He actually sang. He played guitar.
Yep.
I was so proud. I thought he was fantastic. So
Good.
That's what I thought. What'd you think?
Kudos to the Canadian. I actually deliberately went on a dog walk at the halftime because I wasn't going to, but clips I saw, it looked like a bad MTV video of acts lip syncing their songs.
Kind of did.
Did anyone actually believe that was live? No, except for
Yeah.
Bieber. So hats off to him.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen the Bieber, you have to watch the video because of the way he's brought out. It's amazing.
Oh, good. Okay, then I will. Thank you. All right, but our twits this week belongs to a rescue, an unusual rescue that happened after a World Cup watch party in Kansas City. And if you've ever been around a tailgate lot before a big game, you know that the portable restroom is a supporting character in the whole event. It shows up early, gets used and overused all day, and disappears the second the parking lot empties out. I'm sorry this seems to be a theme today. We sure didn't plan it this way. But the restroom company came to pick up their devices on Tuesday and knocked on it, as they do, I guess, and heard, "Occupied." Well, that's not unusual. But what happened next is where things got strange, Lisa. The driver gave the man a few minutes, 10 minutes to wrap up, but when they eventually got the door open, there was no one in there. Unsolved mysteries.
Oh.
Until, like the world's worst whack-a-mole, a man's head popped up. A guy had climbed down into the holding tank the night before to fish out something. What do you think it was?
Oh, his phone.
Nope.
Nope.
A bottle of Mountain Dew.
Oh, do the do. Oh, in the doo-doo.
Oh, no. Yep. He got in there, got the dew, but couldn't get back out. And so the Kansas City firefighters had to saw him out of there through the plastic to finally free him. And to quote them, "It's not something we see every day."
Goodness. Well, hopefully he sobered up by the time he got out. I can only assume he was drunk,
Oh, my God. So there you go. No matter what kind of week you've had or what's lying ahead, you will not have the 8 hours that guy had.
All right, Erin. Well, you have a wonderful weekend and upcoming week. Any big plans?
No. And isn't that the best?
Excellent.
Yeah.
Other than canceling plans, not having plans is fantastic.
It is.
I love it.
And you take care of yourself and of Sweet Cuddles, and we'll talk to you here.
I will.
All right. By the way, just as a palate or nose cleanser or whatever you need, last word to Anna. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much. I love your shows. I try to wait 2-3 episodes so I can just have an hour and a half of you ladies talking, and you make me laugh all the time. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.